Hey guys, welcome to this very special review because behind the camera I have Alex Dykes from Auto Buyer's Guide. Say hi, Alex.
Hey everybody.
And as you know, Alex, I am not the best with facts, so if I screw something up, please correct me.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I do that a lot.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah, because I will screw things up.
What are you gonna do if I screw up?
I won't correct you. I'll just let you never screw up. You're too perfect. So this is the brand new 2024 Genesis G70, and this is, dare I say it, a milder refresh, because they just had a mild refresh, but now there's a milder refresh on top of the mild refresh. Now, of course, Genesis started, my God, it's 7 years ago as its own brand. It is, of course, part of the Hyundai and Kia family, and this is their luxury brand that competes with vehicles like a Lexus, a BMW, and Audi. And of course, if you look at the style and the shape of this, it looks very much BMW 3 Series. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. And like you said earlier, it has like a little bit of BMW up front from some angles and a little bit of Mercedes going on in the back. I definitely think like this particular view, that gives me certain generations of Mercedes-Benz C-Class vibe. You know, I think it's a handsome look. I think that's actually, you know, you want to be reminded of a expensive luxury car when you're looking at something that's maybe more value priced.
Yeah, in the front, there's a little bit of 3 Series, right, in those headlights, even though they are kind of that new split design. And of course, the performance and handling of this car has been fine-tuned by the best of BMW, and that would be Albert Biermann, who came over from the M division of BMW and now started working, of course, on Hyundai and Genesis vehicles. Now, to me, this is a tough segment to be in, because everybody's buying the Tesla Model 3. Now, you disagree with that because you think that's electric and this isn't, but I think people still cross-shop it.
I could see some cross-shop. My thought process is you go into it deciding, do you want an EV or not already? And, you know, if you don't, then this is in contention. If you do want an EV, then obviously Genesis is not in contention outside of the G80, which is their only EV sedan.
Now, at the end of this video, I'll tell you how much this bigger engined G70 costs, but it starts at about $41,500 for the 2.5 liter that produces about 300 horsepower. Now that's new because it used to have a 2 liter that didn't produce as much horsepower. Now, of course, we have 300 horsepower. This, of course, is the big 3.3 liter, 365 horsepower. And if that sounds familiar, it's because there was a car, Stinger,
yeah,
that's right,
Kia Stinger,
Thank you.
yeah.
He told you
had that same engine, but it did not have these newly standard Brembo brakes.
No, it did not.
It had different big brakes, just not these big brakes, apparently.
I gotta say, dude, the Stinger was one of my favorite vehicles.
I loved the Stinger.
Yeah.
I wanted one so bad.
So there is the V6 twin turbo, a 365 horsepower paired to an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters, of course.
You know, do you think they should have gone with the 3.5?
Yeah, that's a question, because the G90?
G90 and G80 right now, I think.
Yeah.
They have the new 3.5 twin turbo, which produces more power, better torque curve, and then with the electric doodads the G90 has available, up to 400 horsepower. It's like, I've always loved this engine, but I do think it somehow seems a tiny bit less special now that the base engine is 300 horsepower, because the jump is just not as big as it was before.
No, I completely agree. The problem is in how do you distinguish the bigger sedans from the smaller sedan, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, this is probably where people get confused, because in Genesis language, the G stands for sedan, and of course, if you want the crossover or the SUV, then you add a V to it, and then you're a GV. But right now, we're talking about a class that, you know, is slowly not as popular as it was. For the longest time, the 3 Series was, you know, the gold standard, and then, of course, people got into electric cars and crossovers, and now not so much. Now, one of the changes that Genesis is very proud of is the fact that they've moved a lot of the busyness down here. One of the coolest things, both the smaller engine and this bigger get these huge exhaust pipes, and in there are 2 little exhaust pipes.
I really like that look, actually, and I like that they're real. I dislike the whole fake exhaust tip
thing.
thing.
The Germans like to do that.
If you're going to do the downturn tip, don't give me fake tips on the back.
Yeah, like Audi does that, right? You look in there, and then there's nothing in there, and then these 2 little tips that are angled like this. Yeah, I agree. Let me start it up, and I'll let the baffles do their work, and we'll see if there's a difference in exhaust note from normal to sport.
Let's hear that 3.3T in action.
All right, here we go. Starting her up. All right, this should be normal, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of gives me some sort of, you know, some Infinity vibes there. Right, now we're in the Sport Plus.
Yep, Sport Plus.
Oh, a little bit of pop.
I don't know. It sounds the same to me. Does it sound different
It
out the
sounds
back?
a little, you get a little bit of snap, crackle, pop. Want to rev it again just to see if we can get it to pop again?
Yeah, because there's supposed to be baffles in there
Yeah,
that open
the
up.
initial romp actually did sound, I think, a little better.
All right, I'll do it again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Not a world of difference.
yeah, and plus, you know, a V6 versus like the BMW straight six, that is one of the most glorious sounding engine configurations, right? Straight sixes are just known for their smoothness, and so it's hard to have a V that competes with a straight engine. I just think it's difficult.
That is true, yeah.
All right, well, let's jump in with me, and I'm going to park this car in the shade so we can show you a little bit of the interior.
You know, while we're jumping in, I should mention passenger seat's not the same as the driver's seat, and I am bummed by that. We don't get all the fun adjustment ways that your seat gets.
Now, one of the, you know, value propositions that both Hyundai and Kia and now, of course, Genesis brings is that they just bring a lot of creature comforts and a lot of luxury at a pretty reasonable price point. So, you know, we're talking about heated front and rear seats. We're talking about a whole new, well, this is the refresh on the refresh, HVAC controls, which are now more screen-based. You know, different drive modes. You've got your paddle shifters, and you've got this really beautiful, well, I'll show you, but this beautiful kind of stitched material that, you know, runs throughout the entire model line.
Yeah, I think the interior is really well done. I definitely like this interior a little better than the Lexus IS interior. That interior is starting to feel just a little too old to me somehow. And I like the fact that Genesis gives us some more premium touch points, like the stitched imitation leather sections on the dashboard and on the center console here. Also, the airbag cover, something that I am, you know, a particular fan of is a nice stitched airbag cover in a luxury vehicle. And a lot of luxury companies, including some of the Europeans, just don't do that.
Yeah, but Audi, you don't have a full sunroof. You just have
That's
this,
true.
you know, kind of small.
I am surprised because Hyundai used to love the big panoramic moonroofs, and now, I mean, at least it goes back there to your headrest, but it's not enormous.
Yeah, and that the problem that I'm running into, oh, come on, just stop that, is my headspace right now. I'm having a bad hair day.
Well, if you cut your hair, Roman,
I have
then
a really bad,
you know.
a bad hair day, and it just look, and I'm weird because I've got a tall torso and short legs, but really what's happening is I'm hitting my head into the ceiling of the car, and that's never
Let's
comfortable.
check out someone more normally shaped then. Yeah, you know, about about 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch of headroom left there, something like that. So. Yeah, I will agree. The headroom could be a little bit better, but they really wanted to go for this sleek and sporty vibe thing, I guess.
What do you think of the instrument cluster? They're saying that they're kind of going after kind of a digital, not a traditional watch face look, right? Where it's very bezeled and very finely
I think
detailed.
that it should have been a full LCD, and they just should have skipped that sort of partial LCD design.
Let me show you the drive mode. So if you come back here, I'll show you the different
Go
drive
back
modes.
to the drive modes.
So you've got custom, you've got Sports Plus, and the most interesting thing in Sport Plus is you can't feel it, but these little side bolsters are now tightening up on me.
Yeah,
giving me a little bit more.
Yeah, because you have those inflatable bolsters over there.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have regular Sport, Comfort, and Eco. Speaking of Eco, it's not that economical. I think
No.
25,
24, I think 24 is the best on the 2.5, and this one's 3 miles per gallon lower if you want the 3.3. So, I mean, 3 miles per gallon for, you know, an extra 65 horsepower, I'm not sure that's the best trade for everybody.
Now, you can get your G70 in either the smaller engine, bigger engine, rear-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive. And Genesis says that one of the cool things, like the Stinger, about the all-wheel drive is that you can almost disengage the front wheels so that you have more of a rear-wheel German sedan-like experience. And there is a drift mode, and there is launch control.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What do you think about these touch controls down here for the climate control? Not a fan?
They look cool, but man, I love my HVAC controls to be traditional. I just worry that this is going to go away at some point because of some gremlin, and then how do you control it?
I do like the fact that this is not a completely touch system, so you can see we do have some buttons and knobs and you know, these knobbies for the infotainment system. I'm kind of worried about like the cleaning of this thing. I didn't expect that to have like this hollow thing in there.
I didn't know that was
see
hollow.
that. I can see that's where dust is going to live. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so that's kind of a problem for me.
See, this is why you guys should go over to Alex's YouTube channel, which is
Auto Buyer's Guide.
because
over there.
he notices these really small details, and he has like an encyclopedic knowledge of the competition. To me, I'm like, okay, you know, A5, A4 Audi, 3 Series. You know, I'm just very big picture, whereas you could actually name the horsepower on those cars.
Information comes in and out of my brain, so let's not.
But I like it.
Not oversell me.
I like the steering wheel. I would prefer a little bit more girth, dare I say, to this wheel.
Just love a girthy wheel there.
I do love a girthy wheel. Maybe not Hellcat girthy, but this is,
I have to agree. I do like a thicker rim steering wheel, but I hear from commenters all the time that they don't like those thick wheels. So let us know down there in the comments.
Here is kind of where you get the Achilles heel, and that is, of course, sitting in the back seat. So let me try to get my big ass American butt in the back seat.
Yep, let's see how that goes.
This is not going to go well. This is a compact.
Let's give it a try.
Look,
Do you
dude.
need to kick your shoes off there first?
Yeah, that's a good point.
We wouldn't want to get any shoe prints on the fine Corinthian leather.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no, that's not going to. Hold on. That's not going to work.
I was able to squeeze myself over here on the passenger side, and here's how it went. Kind of wedge yourself in there. I might need to have surgery to remove my legs, but see, look, you can sit in the back.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't need headroom or knee room, this is nice too. I forgot about this.
Well, yeah, I am straight, but yeah, that's the thing. I can.
Let me show you this. Look at this, dude.
Just don't crush me. Yay.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna go the right way. Don't worry.
I just love that you can do that. If I was a kid, I would do that to my mom all the time. That's exactly what I would have done.
But you can't do it on this side.
No, thank goodness.
Which would be dangerous. Let me show you something else that's new. Genesis has gone and completely redesigned their key. It looks much more bougie.
That does look snazzy.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the things.
And you now have the NFC key capability in this car. So you can smartphone as a key, key as a key, card key thing as a key.
Key is a key.
Yeah.
So it's nice, once again, sometimes you redesign things because they're bougier. I wish the buttons were up here, especially.
Yeah, the buttons on the side thing I never quite understood.
Yeah. And let's take a look.
I should mention though, also Genesis is saying that the connected services on that screen and the telematics buttons up there, they are now included for the lifetime of the vehicle with the first owner. That is kind of a surprise.
Yeah, once again, you get a lot more for a lot less when you're talking about Hyundai and, of course, their different brands, right? This company is young, they're scrappy, they're hungry, and they redesigned this, they refreshed it like a year ago.
Yeah.
And now, a year later,
again.
it's refreshed again.
How's your headroom over there?
It's not grand.
That could look worse.
Look, you could take this to lunch with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I'd want to cross the country back here.
They're not going to have a lot of headroom, but you know what? They are going to be feeling up your headliner here, because that's a really nice imitation suede headliner. Kind of nice feel.
These feel different. This feels like it's Alcantara, and this feels
like
it's suede.
Yeah,
Are they the same material?
Same material. Yeah, Alcantara is that imitation suede thing. It's a microfiber widget. We have this little pull knobby kind of jacket holder thing. So
Ejector
cool.
seat? No, I think that's for.
It's for jackets. No, the jacket hooks. For your sport coat.
But
because you're in your sport sedans, you need to hang up your sport coat.
You get 2 USB-C ports, which is nice.
Yeah.
You don't get any independent. You get these controls, but nothing that's electronic that lets you actually three-way, 3-zone climate control. But you do get two-zone climate control, which is nice.
If you could somehow squeeze screaming kids back here, which I think could be tricky in child seats, we do get these hard backs to the front seats that are going to minimize those shoe prints on the back. And then, of course, the snazzier leather above that.
This is kind of cool. This kind of pocket that's not leather, which it normally is, but is more of a
the meshy thing.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. Let's see how much room is in the trunk, huh? All right, now Alex, because of you, I'm not wearing shoes.
Gotta put the shoes back on, because you got to get the shoes off to get in.
So I don't think we'll be driving anywhere. I don't like driving with bare feet, or with socks at least. You've got your roller bag in here. It's not bad, And there's a pass-through.
There is a pass-through.
Yeah.
Want to check out the trunk comfort index?
You're gonna try to get in there?
Well, we'll see what the trunk comfort index is like. I think it's not. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's doable. Let's see.
Oh, we
have a powered button. Oh. That's right. It's powered.
All right, Alex, I think lunch is like an hour away. So, are you okay in there?
It could be worse. I have been in tighter trunks.
I was going to take you to lunch, but I forgot you have the emergency.
Yep, I have the emergency button.
Yeah. All right, so.
Is there a spare tire? We didn't answer the all-burning question of spare tireness.
But there is a very loud plane.
There is a very loud plane.
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, there's a spare tire. Look at that. Oh,
and a Monroney.
Price to be determined, but we know pricing.
$53,000
Yep.
plus dealer handling. So I think realistically you're looking at $55,000 if you want this particular 3.3, 365 horsepower, all-wheel drive Genesis G70. That is a mouthful, huh?
That is a mouthful.
So do you like it?
You know, I do like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good value, and that's really the big thing for me, is that it's a really good value compared against not just the typical entries in this segment, like the BMW and the Mercedes. The TLX is actually more expensive than this. It had a pretty significant price bump this year, and of course that's going to give you a front-wheel drive model with less power.
And look, you get Genesis branded Brembos.
You do.
Yeah, now that is sporty. You know, when I first got in the car, I was kind of like, you know, this thing is, you know, too much of a BMW wannabe. But now that I've actually driven it and driven it in some twisty roads, I've started to kind of fall in love with this thing, you know? Would I buy it? And you don't think it competes, would I buy it, you know, instead of a Model 3, which is really the kind of the king of this segment now. I know it's electric, but it really is. And for every one of these that they sell, they're going to sell 10, 20 Model 3s.
Sure.
And you know, the question then boils down to, do you have to have a traditional internal combustion engine, or do you love electrification? And I think they're both great. I get accused of being an EV promoter, but you know, I love me.
How much Tesla stock do you own, Roman?
Let me think. Zero. And you know how much Genesis stock we own?
I don't know.
Zero. Yeah. We own no stock in any car company, as I'm sure you guys are aware. Anyway, thank you, Alex, for doing this review with me. Go check out Auto Buyer's Guide, where he'll have driving review, where you can actually see him get behind the wheel on a very twisty road with a lot of motorcycles, police, and people from Florida.
Yeah, people from Florida pulling out. And now Roman can go and put his shoes back on.
Those are horrible shoes, dude. Those are old man shoes. I wish you hadn't done that. Oh, staggered wheels. Do you know that? Those are old man shoes. I saw like an old guy wearing those at the airport.
Are we stopping now?
Yeah, this is stopping.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Ciao.